So we've scanned our boxes with third-party scanners, and we've imported the data from these scanners, and you can check out the video on importing result files if you need information about it. And now we want to create a report of our findings. After clicking next from the import screen, we are presented with a splash screen of our current session. Now this includes some summary totals about your import. It shows a bar graph of total and unique findings, and also a pie graph of unique findings identified by tool. And for our Govy clients, if you want to see cat levels, you can select this option here. And keep in mind that any chart or graph anywhere in proVM can be copied and pasted into a report simply by right-clicking and copying it to a clipboard and then pasting it into your report. From this screen, you create your vulnerability matrix, or VM for short, which is the reporting piece of proVM Auditor. But before I create a VM, let me hit on a few things. Out of the box, proVM does not mess with any of the data you import when creating reports. It's simply data in, data out. But you can massage this data as you work through it to make your life much easier. Now you manage these options from the settings page here, which we've got videos to show you how to manage each option, but you can choose to apply them here when you are creating your VM. Now let me quickly go over each option so you know what they are and why you might want to use them. Out of the box, proVM reports only open findings. Checking this option will report all findings like closed, not reviewed, not applicable, manually reviewed, etc. And they will be included in their own tab, the non-open findings tab. As you work through your results, you might find false positives or other findings that pop up all the time, and you don't want to include them in your results. Applying filtered findings allows you to filter out these findings from your summary totals and include them on their own tab, the filtered findings tab. Now some findings pop up all the time, but you don't want to filter them out altogether, like ones that are mitigated by GPO settings or have business risk justification. You just don't want to have to look at them over and over again. Applying known mitigations allows you to fill in previously found mitigations in the comments section of the VM, so you can only look at your new stuff. Scanning tools identify OSs by fingerprinting, and as you're probably well aware, it isn't a perfect science. If you know the subset of devices you are scanning, you can override that fingerprinting with the correct system text. Now, Retina results have an option to display some data to help you confirm if the scans were completed, and if you import Retina findings, this check will be pre-selected for you to display that data. Now, something that is not a data option but will affect how the VM is reported is the ability to edit the checks in your database. Here you can change pretty much anything on the VM, from the name, the description, the ratings, the fix, even map it to an IA control. Basically tailor all of your checks to your own environment. Again, I go over all these editing options in separate videos, but for now, let's just create a vanilla VM. Now, natively, proVM will name the VM with your current session number. As you can see, it gives you a progress of creation, and if you've checked the Open VM upon completion, which is actually pre-selected, it will open it when it's done. And if you haven't already heard it in my sales prez, the beauty of the VM is that you can combine all of those third-party reports, some very large, into one easy-to-use spreadsheet. Our goal is to get to the actionable data. Now you don't have to have binders and binders of reports open, or have to have consoles open to work from. You can attach our report to an email, a ticket, or print it out. Now I've recorded a separate video to explain the VM itself, but I did want to show you one more thing before I let you go. If for some reason you want to repeal the data you just imported from the database, there are two ways to perform this. Either check the option when you close proVM here, repeal session data, or you can next through past session trending, which we cover in another video. There's a whole lot of videos, all the way to the end of the wizard, where you're presented with the option to repeal the data here. If you have any questions about anything I've shown you, my contact info is in the About section of this YouTube video, or you can always contact us at our website. Thank you for listening in.